In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, where the city's roar blended with the hum of prayers from distant churches, lived a 16-year-old girl named Talia Bright. Her house was small but full of warmth, the walls lined with books, photographs, and sketches she had drawn of the saints she admired. Talia was quiet and thoughtful, her eyes always looking beyond what others could see. While her friends spoke of exams, parties, and dreams of becoming famous, Talia had only one dream: she wanted to become a nun. Ever since she was a little girl, she felt a quiet calling inside her heart, a calling that spoke of peace, devotion, and service. Her mother often told her she was too young to choose such a life, and her father worried that the world would be too harsh for someone so gentle. But Talia knew that her path was different. She wanted to dedicate her life to God, no matter what stood in her way. Every morning, Talia would wake before sunrise. She would kneel by her small wooden desk and pray, whispering her hopes and fears to the quiet room. Outside, the streets of Lagos slowly came alive. But inside Talia, time seemed to stop. Her heart was calm, her mind clear, and she felt as if the world had paused just to listen to her promise. One day, Talia decided to visit the St. Cecilia convent, a place she had dreamed of joining for years. The convent stood on a hill at the edge of the city, its white walls glowing softly under the Nigerian sun. She walked through the gates with careful steps, her hands trembling slightly. Inside, the air smelled of candles and fresh flowers. The sound of gentle hymns floated through the hallways. Sister Honora, the head of the convent, noticed her immediately. Tall, graceful, and strong, she had a calm presence that made Talia feel both nervous and safe. "You are early," Sister Honora said softly. "And I see that you have come with a serious heart." "Yes, Sister," Talia replied, bowing respectfully. "I want to become a nun. I am ready to serve God and learn." Sister Honora studied her for a long moment, then smiled gently. "You are young. A life in devotion requires more than courage. It requires patience, understanding, and a heart willing to endure trials. But I see determination in your eyes. Perhaps, with guidance, you can learn." Talia's heart leapt. She had been ready for a long time, and now someone recognized her resolve. That night, as Talia walked home through the quiet streets, a storm began to gather over Lagos. Lightning split the sky, and thunder rolled across the city like distant drums. She hurried to the small cliff near the river, a place where she often prayed in silence. As she knelt in the rain, a soft, golden light appeared before her. It was warm and gentle, surrounding her like an embrace. Talia felt no fear, only a quiet sense of peace, as if God Himself was near. From that moment, Talia noticed something extraordinary. Wherever she went, small things began to change. Flowers seemed brighter in her hands. People's hearts felt lighter when she spoke kind words. A sick child smiled in her presence. Talia did not understand it fully, but she felt that the light had chosen her for something important. One afternoon, while walking along the riverbank, two glowing figures appeared before her. They were not human, yet they seemed friendly and wise. "Talia Bright," one said, its voice soft and musical, "you carry the celestial spark. It is a gift that will guide you, but it will test your heart." "You mean to say I have been chosen?" Talia asked, or feeling her voice. "Chosen, yes," the figure replied. "But only if you learn patience, humility, and the strength to surrender your own desires for the sake of others." Talia nodded solemnly. She understood that this journey would not be easy, but she was ready. The first trial was patience. One morning, a neighbor's small boat capsized in the river during a sudden storm. Talia ran toward the water, her heart racing, ready to use the spark she had felt. But she stopped, remembering the advice of the glowing beings. She waited, watching carefully, and guided the adults nearby to help the fisherman safely. She learned that sometimes, patience means trusting others and the world, even when her heart wants to act immediately. The second trial was humility. Talia wanted to heal a sick child with her prayers alone, but the child did not improve. She had to ask for help from the nurses and doctors, realizing that her own abilities were limited. True service, she discovered, was never about pride or recognition, it was about helping in whatever way was needed. The final trial was surrender. A heavy storm hit the city, and the convent was at risk of flooding. Talia rushed to help, but this time she did not act alone. She followed Sister Honora's guidance, worked alongside the other students, and helped move the younger children to safety. She realized that surrender was not weakness, it was trust, the understanding that one cannot carry the world alone. After the storm passed, the golden light that had guided her rose from her chest, hovering for a moment before dissipating into the sky. Talia felt no loss, only quiet strength. She had learned the lessons of patience, humility, and surrender. She had grown stronger not through miracles, but through understanding, courage, and love. Days later, she returned to the convent. Sister Honora smiled at her warmly. "You have proven your heart, Talia. When you come of age, the convent will welcome you fully, if your devotion remains true." Talia closed her eyes, breathing deeply. She no longer needed a spark to guide her. Her heart, her patience, and her love were enough. She had found her calling not through extraordinary powers, but through faith, perseverance, and the quiet strength that had always been within her. And from that day forward, Talia Bright walked confidently toward the life she had always dreamed of, ready to devote herself fully to God and service, by all means.